Watch this video and find your flow state so that you can watch time and stress and distractions just melt away. Have you ever been so absorbed in a task that everything else just faded away? If you've had that experience, leave a comment below. I really want to hear about your story. And if this is you, if this resonates, if you've had this experience, if you want more of that experience, this video is for you. Stick around and we'll talk about how to find our way to flow state, what the flow state is, and what the benefits of it are. I remember when I was a bit younger, I had this friend that I used to go out to Ryan's Steakhouse with after church. We would go and we would hang out and we would talk about the Bible and we would talk about the sermon and we'd talk about life and we would just talk about all the things that mattered. I got so lost in these conversations that at some point I remember realizing that the lunch crowd had come and gone and the dinner crowd had arrived and we had just sat there having a conversation through an entire meal on to the next meal. And it was then that I realized that for me, one-on-one conversations, this engagement that I can have with somebody else around something that I find meaningful or important or something they find meaningful and important, that it was in those states that I would lose myself completely. I think that's why I'm a spiritual director today, because I realized that it's in those conversations that I enter flow state, and I wanted more flow state in my life. So let's talk a little bit about what the flow state is. Flow state is this intense focus, right? It's when you're so intently focused on whatever's happening, whatever you're doing, you're so focused on that thing that you completely lose yourself. And you lose track of time, you lose track of like your own sense of self fades away into the background. At the same time, flow state, sometimes people try to enter a flow state by getting relaxed. Let me meditate and then I can enter the flow state. There's this recognition that we have that flow is relaxed because when we enter a flow state, we are relaxed. But flow is not, you don't enter it by relaxing, right? So meditation in that same way is not going to get you there because it's intense focus on something. And it usually has some qualities of being challenging. And so being relaxed is not exactly the same as being challenged. It's also just not being open and receptive. This open and receptiveness, again, it comes when you're in flow state. But if you try to enter flow state by being relaxed or by being receptive, you won't get there. When you get there, you'll find that you have this sense of clarity. You'll find that your creativity is off the charts. You'll also notice a happiness in the moment, a satisfaction, and also after, this glow of happiness kind of stays with you. So once we experience flow, we want to get back because this clarity, this creativity, this happiness, we want to experience more of that. And so we work to enter flow, but if you try to enter flow, it's almost self-sabotaging. You can't get there by trying to get there. So how do you enter flow? I'm going to give you 3 things that need to be present for you to be able to get into that flow state. The first one is you need to do something that you love. If you're doing something that you like or something that you only care a little bit about or something you hate, you're not going to enter flow in that state. It can't happen. You have to be doing something that you love. If you don't know what you love, go try some things out. That same friend that I used to go out to Ryan's Steakhouse with, at some point we were talking, how do you find the things that you love? And I think I told them that you go roll down a hill. And I think it was metaphorical. Like I didn't actually mean for them to go roll down a hill. I was just giving them an example of like, go out there and try things. And when you try things, you'll find some things that you love. I found out later they did indeed go roll down a hill, but that's probably another story altogether. Go try things. If you don't know what you love, go try some things. But you need to be doing something you love. The second thing is you have to challenge yourself a little. And the little is important. If you challenge yourself too much, you'll find yourself frustrated and you can't get into a flow state when you're frustrated. At the same time, if you don't challenge yourself at all, or if the challenge is too small and it's not actually pushing you at all, you won't enter flow. And that's why, again, relaxing, meditation, those sorts of things, it's not the same thing. You will find yourself in a relaxed state, but you do have to be challenged a little. You have to be pushed to the edge. Then the third thing is you have to focus on the moment, not on the outcome. This one's extra hard because if you focus on entering the state of flow as the outcome, you can't get there. If you focus on the outcome of whatever task that you're doing, like, I don't know, maybe you like to paint miniatures. If you spend all of the time focusing on what the end miniature will look like, you're not going to enter flow. You have to be present for the brushstroke that you're currently doing in order to enter a flow state. So do something you love, challenge yourself a little, and you have to focus on the moment. Those are not easy, and I know that, but they're simple. I would love to hear more about how you enter flow state. So in the comments below, leave a message. Let me know what you have done to enter flow state, what's worked for you. And if you haven't, let me know what you've tried and what hasn't worked. And then I also want you to check out this next video. YouTube has an algorithm that's pretty stellar. They know what you like. They know what you want. The video that you see up here is going to be one of my videos that YouTube thinks that you'll like. Check it out and see what you think.